Okay, the other angle relationships in circles. It says find the measures of angles inside or outside a circle. So the first theorem says if a tangent and a chord, so remember the tangent's on the outside, here's the chord, the end points are on the circle. Then the measure of each angle formed is 1/2 the measure of its intercepted arc. Simple. The easy way to say this is the measure of the angle equals the arc divided by 2. That's the way I like to write it. Just arc divided by 2. It's kind of like the inscribed angle one. It's like if you're going in, you get smaller by 2. If you go out, you get bigger by 2. Same concept. So the first thing you just got to do is label what they give you. So if you see here, they gave us 220. And 220 is on the outside, so we know that has to be the arc. And they want us to find number 1, which is an angle. We got to find that angle. So the quick way to say we're going in, so we know we should begin smaller by 2. But if you can't remember that, your formula is arc divided by 2. So angle, for our angle, we have x, or 1, equals, we got an arc of 220 divided by 2. And we should get 110. So that's what this angle is 110. And you see we're going in, so we should automatically begin smaller. If it was the other way around, so basically it's just like we did before. Let me mark out 220 and say we had 50 here for our angle. We're trying to find this arc here. So remember our formula, the measure of the angle. So the measure of the angle is 50 equals, we're coming over here, equals the arc. Well, we don't know what the arc is, so we're going to put x divided by 2. And this time we need to crisscross applesauce. We get 1 times x is x, and then 50 times 2, which equals 100. So look what happened. When we're going out, we should begin bigger. So 100. So that's just another example for you. Okay? So now let's look at our next theorem. It says if two chords intersect, so intersect means they cross, they come into each other, then the measure of each angle is 1/2 the sum of the measures of the arcs intercepted by the angle and its vertical angle. A lot of blah 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 blah. But all you got to remember is, you remember I told you about these, the ones in the middle. This is like a plus sign, right? Like a big old plus sign, maybe twisted, but it's a plus sign. So basically what it says is the measure of the angle equals arc plus arc divided by 2. So if you can just remember these formulas, like I got this plus sign here, that tells me to add them up. So all we have to do is find the arcs. So we know we have an arc here of 86. We have an arc here of 78. Okay? So we're trying to find x. And x is going to be the same because these are called vertical angles. Remember, vertical angles are congruent. They make that x. Okay? So we're trying to find x here. So we do arc plus arc divided by 2. So 86 plus 78 divided by 2. Okay? And then if we put this in our calculator, guys, please remember to put parentheses, or do it one at a time. So when we do this, let me move my calculator over. We do parentheses 86 plus 78 divided by 2. And we get 82. So that's what this this angle is. And because these are vertical angles, I know this has to be 82 too. So basically, when you see that little plus in the middle, 2 chords in the middle, that's telling us angle equals arc plus arc divided by 2. This one here is angle equals arc divided by 2. Okay? The last one we have, so if a tangent and a secant, so a secant goes all the way through, two tangents cross on the, they intersect on the outside, but we got two tangents or two secants intersect outside a circle. So if either one of those intersect outside a circle, so if you look here, we got two secants. Then the measure of the angle formed is 1/2 the difference of the measures of the intercepted arcs. Okay, so basically what it's telling me, the measure of the angle equals large arc, and I put a little L here in the little arc sign, large arc minus the small arc, we'll put these in parentheses, all over 2. And if you notice, all my formulas here, we're dividing by 2, because it's 1/2. But just remember, divide by 2. So we come here, we find our large arc. The large arc is always going to be on the outside. So here's my large arc. Here's my small arc. And then this is the angle I need to find. So that's my angle. So all we have to do is plug in. So x equals my large arc of 115 minus 25 over 2. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to put these in parentheses. And we divide by 2. And then we're going to put this in our handy dandy calculator. So we do 115 minus 25. And then we do divided by 2. And we get 45. So I have did an example of all the ones that you're going to have below. So use one of them. The 3 theorems that I just went over to complete these problems.